Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I'm Will Melton, your host, and this is a Channel RVA production.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at
Today,
channelrva.com.
I am going to be working on the idea nexus that I was working on last weekend. And I'm going to go in and update another project that I've been working on for somebody in the community who is a trivia host. I have started on an application to improve the experience for players and hosts for trivia, and I have to finish it so that it can be tested. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like today. And then, just on the business front, we're going to talk about why I'm doing this. I'm building an application inside of Channel RVA for somebody who is out in the community. So it's going to be an interesting play, and I've got a couple of other angles that we can take on this. So I'll give you a little insight into my thinking and how we grow Channel RVA, but also I will give you an insight into the technical details. So hang out with me today. Leave a comment in the chat, and I will take a moment to answer questions, or if you have any ideas for what I'm working on, please, share them. I'm happy to weave that in. And give me 1 second while I just pause my preview here. And if you are new to Channel RVA, hop over to Channel RVA and find out what I am doing in the world of media. This is RVA art. This is a screensaver that has lots of different things floating through here, but the one thing that you get with this is you get information about the artist and the art and the location, and you can add it to your tour. You can get directions. You can schedule your day in Richmond right through Channel RVA. And this is something that we've built live with you guys here in Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. So lots going on over here. There are new contributors all the time. We've got new shows coming online, and this is one of them. So thanks for watching, if you're watching. And if you are thinking about building something for yourself, this is the place to be. I'm going to show you what I do to be able to get things going. And what I want to do really quickly is just make sure that you can see my screen. All right, good. We are in good shape. So I'm going to close some of my tabs here because I probably have a million open. And to do that, I'm just going to let's see. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this guy. So I have here. I can close all the rest of that. All right, so let's get into where I'm at. So I gotta go pull up Claude. I'm gonna do that on another screen, and we're gonna get the right chat opened up here. I have a project that I've started for my idea nexus, and I have a couple of different chats that I've created because I am working to become a more efficient Claude user, which means not doing everything in one chat, but breaking it up into multiples. So let me just see if I can't find all of my chats that are related to Idea Nexus, and we will show you what I have there. I got to get it all together so that I can get these things more accessible. So give me 1 second. Okay, we got this going here. So I gotta find the sprint for this. And I might not be able to find it. We'll see. It might be this one. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. All right. I'm gonna dig this up. I have to search a little bit to find it, but basically I have a series of prompts that I created. Hey, Michael, how you doing? I'm like, one of my biggest frustrations with Claude is I cannot find things that I'm looking for, and I gotta go back and uh, find my prompts. Okay, I think I found it. All right. So here's what I was doing. I broke this into several prompts just so that we're not eating up too many windows here. So I've got the whole sprint broken out here, and I need to go find more chat that has us. Oh, that's what happened. Live vibe coding. So we're going to move this to Idea Nexus. Okay. So we have sprint 3. I got to go find now where we were. Because I have a sprint 2B that we were somewhere dealing with, and I'm not sure if this was it. But that's it. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do an investigation here instead of poking around at this thing because it's going to drive me a little crazy that I can't find it. This is a problem. And part of the reason why I build ID Nexus is because this is a problem. So I'm going to go see if we have any idea what's going on over here. All right, got too many lovable accounts here, guys. All right, so Idea Nexus is live and running, and essentially every time I load the home screen, it does some agentic stuff. But I'm in the middle of building. Yes, I can see over here where we're at. I don't know if there was a 2D or not, but I have to get some connectors going here to make everything work. What's going to ultimately happen is this is going to start to create tasks and Slack messages on my behalf whenever I give the permission to do so. But it's already doing some things for me now where I can see my meetings, I can see my map, I can see my Kanban, I can see my tasks, and then I have something called Compass now, which is now sort of a repository of priorities, goals, etc. So I'm going to actually open this up in another window because I should be able to see. Let's see if I have a link to this that I can use. For whatever reason, my calendar, I'm going to just do some verbal notes here. What's the best way to do this? I need a button to push that just captures my voice. We're going to go old school here and just get some notes going. So, voice capture button. One thing I'm working on now is trying to make sure that I've eliminated steps in my workflows that aren't necessary. So I got sidetracked there. I said voice capture button and calendar disconnects constantly. It might be because I've got new builds
You're
coming all
tuned
the
into
time.
Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at
While I'm doing that,
channelrva.com.
let me see what the investigation told me over here. It's still working. Okay, so that is. I'm going to go into Channel RVA and I'm going to take a look at something that I've been working on over here. So, Trivia Live, host management. Okay, so let's actually do this really quickly so that I can get a good sprint going. Right now, the Trivia host management does not give me the ability to. I guess it does. Okay, cool. I got Trivia host, venues, sessions. Okay, so there's no CRUD for sessions. I don't have a way to create a session. I'm an admin. Maybe that has something to do with it, but I just created myself. I just made myself a trivia host. And there's nothing, I can't do anything with the question banks either. For the sake of it, let's go ahead and populate some dummy sessions and dummy question banks so that we have something to work with over there. I want to start to demo this and just make sure that things work. Also, I don't see any documentation or anything on how to, and I don't know how to log into this. I don't know how to, if I'm an admin, do I see a different view if I'm a host? When I log in, just I could create a test user account if I want to. Tell me what is the best action for me to do for testing. Give me a list of testing steps. All right, so all right, let's see. Get my voice memo from my phone. This is an extra unnecessary step, but I do it because I like to save my voice memos just in case there's a glitch in the internet, it doesn't capture my voice. That can happen. Let's see, maybe I can find this. I'll just say. Let's see, Trivia Live. Let's see. Cool. Let's let that roll. And then let's see what this investigation said. Sprint 2 of 3 is done. 2 is. All right. So this tells you how much I know about my own application. Because I've been building it since last weekend and just moving, getting stuff built out. So let me just show you a little bit about what's been going on. I've expanded my map to include my proposals. I have other things in here like there's something I realized that I did not do, and that is I need to add Claude, Lovable. Lovable. I'm just going to talk to this thing. Inside of Idea, Nexus, and Lovable, I have to add an item, a node, a main node. I need to add University of Richmond, and then I need to add my course there because I have a number of activities that I need to take care of in the next couple of months for my class. All right. Giving it context, it's going to hopefully add some of that detail to the node. Okay. So here's what we're going to do over here. Okay, cool. We need to make sure that all these links are accessible to the host. We need to make sure that the instructions on how to use the platform are there. We need documentation that's accessible right through the same sidebar grouping. We need to have a on-screen walkthrough demo guide that moves around the screen, isolates tabs, clicks into different tabs automatically, multi-page guide where the guide moves and the screen is isolated to the area. That will help me in testing, and it will ensure that the hosts know how to use the platform. Okay.
Celebrating together all around the world. Verpasst keinen Moment von Tomorrowland. Der Live-Audio-Stream von One World Radio. Das ganze Wochenende in der I Love Music App. Alle Highlight-Sets von
Let's see if I
Tomorrowland
can.
rund die Uhr. Schalt jetzt zu Tomorrowland One World Radio. Weekend 2. Jetzt live. This is I love chill hop.
It does not appear that perhaps the question bank can be attached to the trivia because it says no active question. Clicking next question does nothing. There's only one lobby that's active, and it says you're in waiting for the host on my mobile device. It says end on the screen.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the
And
media
it
hub for
says Channel
independent
RVA
creators.
trivia waiting
Subscribe
for
at
tonight's session.
channelrva.com.
We also need to make sure that we can put the Channel RVA branding on this screen, this waiting screen, but actually have the trivia company's name where it says Channel RVA Trivia. We'll give them some branding ability. And then this should have, all this stuff should have the ticker and the wrappers that we have on Channel RVA Games Live. I haven't yet been able to demo what actual gameplay looks like yet, so let's fix these top 5 things, or however many this was. All right, so that was my cue. If you're tuning in for the very first time, this is Channel RVA's live vibe coding with Will Melton. That's me, and I've been working on building 52 apps this year. I was on a significant roll earlier this year, and I've made a pretty good headway, but I have to say that I've slowed down a little bit this summer because I have had some important projects to work on, both client projects as well as internal projects that are just really important. And then I've had just the need to organize all this stuff a little bit better. So I find that slowing down to automate is the way to go, and I've been trying to teach that to folks. I probably I've got at least one more to add to this, because we have our idea Nexus. Let's see. Okay, they're doing that. I'm doing this. All right, yeah, Channel RVA. If you're in Richmond, check this out. I've got some things converging right now. We are doing a lot of things. Let's see. I want to see if we can't get. We're going to be over at Conwell Plaza on the 1st of August to be sponsoring the Jam Packed Festival, and we're going to be bringing our water stations out. I'm sure that everybody has hydration, nice and cold water. Let's see. What do I want to show you here? I'm going to get into events and see if I can't get a couple of events to be okay. I'm just curious if I can have 2 featured events. It looks like this one. When looking at an event as an admin, I do not have the ability to see. Hello? I do not have the ability to see the edit button on the event viewer when I'm an admin. I need to make sure that I can click a button to edit events quickly. I'm going to hit the publish button here and take a look at a couple of things that I've got working. But I just want to fix this event really quickly while you guys are hanging out with me. So thank you for helping me out while I do these updates. So, jam-packed. Get this event updated really quickly with the ticket link. And RSVPs on this. Let's see, when and where, ticket URL. We are a sponsor for this, but I'm going to leave the logo off. We'll just do that. We don't need that. Save and publish. And this is downtown Richmond. This is, let's see. This is events. All right, I think that's about as good as that's going to get right now. Anyhow, come out to this. This is going to be a lot of fun. Still tickets available. I don't know why this says what it does. There's some weird stuff going on here. All right, let's see. You know, you'd think you wouldn't be doing as much manual stuff anymore, but you gotta do it sometimes. All right, I think that's gonna be a whole lot better. Cool. All right, we got that going. Got that going. Got that. All right, did that. Okay. Let's see where we're at with our idea Nexus. Let's see what this told me. I asked a little while ago about my agent setup, and this is quite a bit here, so I'm going to try to skip through this as fast as I can. I need to do number 2. Agents live. No, they're not autonomous. When your browser on demand. Click the button. I gotta read about these managed agents. Now, what time was this published? Does it say? All right. Let's do this.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
All right, so there, we get that done. This is working on. I have to deal with some security things here today. All right. Just trying to get that thing going because we want to make sure that we're moving over there. And then we have that done. Trying to figure out what we can do. Yes, you're closer than you think. See writing assists. Okay. Okay. I am working to make it so that I can have all of this information in one place and I can feed it information over time. It can gather information from various things, or Claude can help it gather information from various things. And the challenge is I have a lot of different domains that I operate in, and there's a lot of information coming in from a lot of different sources, and sometimes it's just too much for my brain to be able to manage. I've never really been one to manage assistants or people that I need to get to be kind of like continuously productive alongside me. It just is not easy. So this is the next best thing. It's not about necessarily trying to be more productive. It's about trying to be on time with the things that I'm doing already. All right, so we'll test our games, our trivia live. And we're kind of building out this agentic agent pool for the management of all my tasks. some of the things that I'm able to do now, I built an API. I don't know if I told you guys this. This is probably something that I did during the week. But I'm looking at my map. I'll do it from over here so that you can see it a little bit better. I can click on any one of these things. I can then send it to my proposal software, and it will do all the things. It will create an organization, it will create the deal, it will create, it'll put all the information that is available here into that, leveraging an API that I created. So this is starting to make sense. It's starting to be faster for me to do things. And well, eventually, I don't need to push a button to get something to be sent over. I do think it's good right now for me as I'm using all these tools and kind of merging different ideas that I've had together to be more productive. Biggest thing being you gather a lot of information over surveys and customer conversations and facilitated sessions and emails and meetings with clients that unveil a lot of the answers for us and what we're going to assemble in a proposal. And pair that with a verbal dump from me of here's my vision for the strategy and some of the tools that we've built in the strategy side to be able to demo what a campaign might look like. All of that stuff is we're finally able to with a significant impact create all these visual interfaces that we can make better communication. Talk to people, show them things. I can show you what that looks like, but we'll save that for tomorrow because I think there might be a couple of opportunities on that front to improve some things. So I'll go take a look at Grow tomorrow. I think I'm gonna kind of in this mode right now where I don't want to build anything new. I don't need anything new right now. I need to be able to manage all the things I have better. So I'm going to keep working on Idea Nexus, and I'm doing that here in the background. We will get this assembled hopefully by tomorrow, and we'll have a little bit more to report out. This one is, going to be in progress as well. Let's see if I can. I probably can't edit this one yet. Usually, we need to publish first. It looks like. Those are the updates right now. So.
Und für maximales Summer-Chillness teste auch mal I Love Chillout Beats. Jetzt neu. I love Chill Hop.
I have no idea what this is. And if you didn't know this, you can actually watch me live right here on Channel RVA.
Subscribe at channelrva.com.
Just so you know. I'm going to play the trivia over here while I'm waiting. What a hilarious question. Man, if nobody's playing this game today, I don't know what we're doing. Let's see where we're at. Oh, that's a silly question. You gotta leave it to AI. Yeah, I'm the only one playing still. We'll work on getting these games activated. I haven't been doing much to promote them, but I've got a new reel coming out today. Hopefully today, it's going to get folks to recognize some of the things that we have inside this platform. It's kind of hard to convey everything, quite frankly. But I am at a stopping point today. I'm not going to run these too long anymore because, who wants to watch somebody build for 2 hours, right? Sometimes I do go that long. I'm going to keep these going in the background, but tomorrow we're going to work a little bit on Exponent 21 Grow, my proposal software, and CRM, and see if there's any kind of workflow improvements that we can make for my sales team and myself. Most of what I've been doing has been through the Claude MCP so that I can just talk to the database through that. But not everybody on my team has that ability, so I'm going to have to introduce some ability for that to happen. And I need to start to think about how I can take Idea Nexus and make it something that I can extend to my whole team. So that might be a conversation with Claude. And since we have this going here, we'll just start that conversation. Once we are successful in getting this up and running, I want to find a way to begin to extend these kind of functions to my team. Also, maybe through Spaceport. And then we're going to eventually be replacing Asana with Spaceport. So it's kind of the impetus for that. But also, right now, my team cannot talk to these projects the way that I can because they don't connect to Lovable. So I want to start to imagine what the world looks like where we're connecting, we're giving them the ability to add things to the database and modify things. But from a permission-based perspective, they can manage the things that they own, but not necessarily other people's.